I'm so excited to be sharing this with you today. We're all building personal brands because we want to stand out from the crowd. We want to be the one that opportunities come straight to. We want to help people and we want to get paid for it. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But sometimes we work and we work and we work and we don't see results. That gets really frustrating. So in today's video, I want to share with you 8 things that you want to be working on if you want your personal brand to be successful. If you're new here, my name is Paula Poole and I'm your personal branding strategist that's here to help you use your voice to get the impact, income, and influence that you want for yourself so that you can live the life that you really want to live. So quick story, I randomly get these messages of people asking me like, I have so many things that I want to do. Where should I start from? What should I do? What to focus my personal branding around? And I totally get it because the truth is we have multiple interests. You will hardly find somebody who is only good at one thing or only wants one thing. What I usually tell those clients, and I will tell you this just because we're here, is you have to pick one point of focus. You have to pick one thing that you're going to do and you're going to do really well such that this is what people know you for. Now, what happens to all the other things that you like to do or you enjoy to do or you're good at? They become the supporting cast. They become the reason why you will stand out because your personal brand is not just about one thing if you really look at it. It's a culmination of everything that you're about. Your education, your experience, your expertise. The things your friends know you for, the things you do as hobbies, the things that you do for work, right, is a combination. Find your core focus and build your personal brand around that focus. And then all the other things will be supporting character. So it will not be you being boxed in. It will be you being clear about what you're going to be helping people with. And then everything else, the things you like, the things you enjoy, the thing you do with your free time, the things that you do on the side, all of that will be supporting character. Main cast, supporting cast. Now, the second thing you want to work on is your genuineness. People can see a fake from far. People can tell if you're just doing this for the money, or if you're putting up a front, or if your online brand is inconsistent with your offline brand. People can tell and people talk. What you want to do is to be genuine and to find what makes you genuine. To build a brand that makes you genuine, that allows you to be genuine. When you build a brand based off some falsity, what happens is that it becomes difficult to maintain. It becomes difficult to remember the lies that you tell. But when you're telling the truth and you're living this life, this is you, online, offline, everywhere people find, these are your interests, this is really how you help people, this is really how you live your life. There's no need to put up an act. Now, I understand that authenticity, real authenticity, is scary. To tell people the things you're afraid of, to tell people the things that you struggle with, is hard. Now, nobody needs you to come and put up your entire life online, and so you define your boundaries. But if you're going to be asking people to be vulnerable with you, to bring their problems to you, then there is a level of honesty that you owe them. If you haven't started yet, be genuine as you're starting. People will appreciate that. If you have started and you can tell when you're not being genuine, if there's something like that in your brand, start working towards removing it right now. I've seen creators that bought followers at the beginning of their journey that are being open about it and sharing how that didn't help. They had a lot of people around that didn't really want what they were selling. So if you've bought followers, you can fix it. And there is nothing you cannot fix, right? You may not come out and say, oh, I lied, I did this, I did that, but you can start to move more genuinely moving forward. So the third thing that you want to work on is your story. Everybody has a story. You have a story, and that is why you have reached a place where you want to pass across a message. There is something that took you from here to here that is allowing you to help people with that thing. Right? Usually when we're starting with a client with a personal brand from scratch, we find out all of these things. What is your background? Where are you coming from? What is it that you have solved for yourself that you can solve for people? What is it that you went through that you can help people go through? What is it that you're good at by virtue of maybe your first job or like your first job out of college or whatever that you can help people do, right? So it is, what do you already have? Your story is the process of being qualified to build this brand. Your story is the process of being qualified to help this person. Your story is how this message that you are passing, that you are championing, became so important to you. So if you're not telling your story, if you are not clear on your story, you cannot tell your story. And if you're not telling your story, it will be difficult for people to be loyal to your brand. How do you tell your story? In Magnetic Brand Club, that is my coaching program that's starting in August, there is a session for unearthing your story. Like, you already have the story, sometimes crafting it, putting it together, piecing it, because there are things that we have gone through that we feel like is not important. When we sit down, we'll find out that that's probably the most important reason why you're even doing what you do. So we have a whole section dedicated to crafting your story. And your story is something you need to be repeatedly sharing so that people will eventually be able to tell it for you. Now, the fourth thing you want to work on is your consistency. The thing is, it might take a while for people to find you. It's not magic. Social media is not magic. You are putting out content so that people will find you and find your solutions. That takes time. You cannot find the millions of people on Instagram in one day, or in 1 week, or in 1 month. But you will reach a large number of people with your content through consistency. Consistently honing your message, consistently telling your story, consistently showing up to create, consistently building your email list, consistently, all of the personal branding processes, all of the tools and the things that you need, all of the things you need to create. You cannot be a leader if you don't create something for the people that are going to be following you. And personal branding is essentially leadership. You're saying, I can guide you to a solution. A guide is a leader. It is systems that build consistency. If you're thinking that you will feel like creating every day, that's not true. I've been here for years. You won't always feel creative every day. You won't always have time to create every day. But if you have systems in place that allow you to maximize your creativity when it comes, and maximize your time and make you productive and make your output more and just make you overall functional, very highly functional, if you have those systems in place, that is how you maintain consistency. The number 6 thing that you want to work on with your personal brand is your client journey. Everybody that's building a personal brand is trying to attract somebody. Whoever that person is for you will go through a journey naturally. This person is usually a stranger when they first find your brand, right? So you have to convince them that you have something of value for them to even stay. And then from that place, what's next? Do they come from Instagram and then move on to like your long form content, like your YouTube video or your podcast or your newsletter? How do they get into your community? And just following you on Instagram isn't enough, because Instagram is not your platform. It is a rented platform. So the client journey of taking somebody from stranger to core community member to client is something that you have to work on. The next thing you want to build is your blueprint, your formula, your framework. For the solution that you bring, there is a process. There is your process, your own, specially crafted process from experience. Now, when I started as a newbie in the online space, I didn't have a framework because I didn't have experience. When I gathered experience after 2 years was when I realized that I could now help people with this, and that. And after even more experience, there was when I realized that I light up when I'm helping my clients figure out their voices, figure out their messages, and really put themselves out there. And that was how I pivoted to personal branding. But it took a while. Now I have a solid framework that I have used over and over again for myself, for my clients. And that framework is mine. I know it. I created it. I built it because I documented the process. When you start to document your process, you start to see that you have a special way of doing things. That you tried this, it didn't work, but you tried that and it did. Or maybe it didn't work, but now you know what doesn't work. Now your offers. When people find you, they want the solution that you bring. Your offer is how you deliver that solution, right? So using my brand as an example, my offers vary. It took a while, but now I have a whole range of offers. Do you want to work with me one-on-one? There's an offer for that. Do you want to work with me in a group coaching session, setting? There's an offer for that. Do you not have the bandwidth for a full-time coaching session, but you want the solution? There's an ebook for that. There's a masterclass. There's There are so many resources that you can just buy and use on your own without ever even talking to me. Don't want to do it at all for yourself? I have an agency that does it for you. So I built all of these offers over time. In MBC, we're going to be shortening the time that it takes for you to build that offer, because I'm going to be supporting you with all of the resources. But if you're starting out, or if you're not ready to join MBC, take your time and work on your offers. How am I going to deliver this solution? How am I going to make it a great experience for my clients? How will I take my client from A to B? What is the process? What is the expectation? How do I set boundaries? All of that, right? Work on that and figure it out ahead of time, because sometimes when you're not ready, when the opportunity comes, you play with it and you mess it up because you were not ready beforehand. You want to get ready before the opportunity comes. Now, the last but definitely not the least thing that you want to work on is your ego. Your ego will get in the way. When you hear me say, get out of your own way, you're standing in your own way, your ego is the matter. You're too scared of being seen trying. You're too scared of being seen failing. You're too scared to be seen learning from somebody else. And it's like, who is the person that's doing the seeing? Who are the people doing the seeing? Are they the people that are on your mission? Are they the people that are going to help you to do what you came to this world to do? You're too so scared of people seeing. And I mean, you need to get over yourself and focus on your mission. You need to get over yourself and do what you came to this earth to do. Get over the fear of being seen, get over the fear of failure, get over the fear of not keeping your word, get over any fears that are keeping you back. That's why mindset is a very major thing for me in MBC, because we're the ones that we listen to the most. And so if you don't tell yourself the right things, if your ego is louder than your reasoning and your consciousness, then you're going to have a hard time putting yourself out there and positioning yourself like you should, like you can. Okay, so work on your ego. So I'm so glad that you watched till the end. If you're new here, please subscribe. If you haven't joined us yet, please subscribe. I'm looking forward to sharing all of my resources with you. I have a few free ones in the description as well. I will see you next week. Bye.